Harry begins his life in a house where he's treated like an unwanted guest. The people raising him never tell him anything about his parents or why strange things happen around him. His world feels small and unfair until the day a letter arrives that changes everything. He learns that he's a wizard and is invited to attend a school he never knew existed. When he enters Hogwarts, he steps into a place filled with moving staircases, floating candles and students who come from families that know far more about magic than he does. Even with all the newness, he finds two people who quickly become the center of his life: Ron, who becomes his first real friend, and Hermione, whose loyalty grows deeper each year. As Harry adjusts to magic, he discovers a secret involving a powerful stone that someone is trying to steal. The teachers insist everything is under control, but strange events show that danger is close. Harry uncovers that Voldemort, the dark wizard responsible for his parents' deaths, has not disappeared entirely. In the end, Harry confronts what remains of him and survives, something no one can fully explain. The encounter marks him as someone connected to a much larger threat. In his second year, Hogwarts faces a series of mysterious attacks that leave students frozen like statues. Fear spreads through the school as rumors of a hidden chamber resurface. Harry hears strange voices that no one else can hear, and he realizes the danger is tied to the school's past. The search leads him deep underground, where he faces a creature controlled by a memory of Voldemort from many years ago. Harry survives once again, this time with the help of his friends and his own stubborn courage. Each victory makes the wizarding world whisper more about him, unsure whether he is lucky, talented or tied too closely to Voldemort. In his third year, Harry learns that Sirius Black, a dangerous man who supposedly betrayed his parents, has escaped from a wizard prison. The entire school. Harry returns for his fourth year hoping for a break from chaos, but the school is already buzzing with excitement about a legendary competition that hasn't been held in generations. When the champions are announced, everyone freezes as Harry's name comes out even though he never entered. Instead of support, he gets suspicion and resentment from students who think he cheated. Even Ron pulls away for a while, leaving Harry to face the pressure on his own. The tournament pushes him into dangerous tasks he's barely prepared for. He goes up against a dragon in front of thousands, dives deep into a lake to rescue someone dear to him and fights through a maze that turns dark and unpredictable. At the end of the maze, he's pulled into a trap where Voldemort returns in a physical form. In the chaos, a fellow student is killed, and Voldemort's followers gather around their revived leader. Harry barely escapes, dragging the truth back with him. His return shakes the wizarding world, but instead of immediate action, many people choose to deny what happened out of fear. His fifth year becomes suffocating as the government works to silence anyone who supports Harry's warnings. Hogwarts falls under the control of a strict ministry official who punishes students for speaking out. Classes become useless and discipline becomes a weapon. Isolated and frustrated, Harry starts training students in secret, determined to prepare them for the threat everyone else refuses to acknowledge. The group becomes a spark of quiet rebellion, giving hope to students who feel powerless. Their secrecy doesn't last, and everything unravels when Harry is manipulated into believing his godfather is in danger. He rushes to the ministry and walks straight into a Death Eater trap. A fierce battle breaks out. Harry and his friends fight bravely, but tragedy hits hard when Sirius is killed. The truth finally becomes undeniable, and Voldemort shows himself in front of ministry officials. The Wizarding World W. Harry, Ron and Hermione leave behind everything familiar to search for the Horcruxes. They have no map, no clear trail and no guidance except the clues Dumbledore left them. The world outside Hogwarts feels colder and more dangerous than they expected. They move from forest to forest, living in a tent, always listening for footsteps or cracks of magic that might give away their hiding place. Fear and uncertainty slowly settle on them. The stress chips at their friendship until Ron, overwhelmed by frustration and doubt, walks away in anger. Harry and Hermione try to keep going, but the silence between them becomes heavy. They push forward even when it feels impossible, believing the mission has to move on no matter how alone they feel. Weeks later, Ron returns at the exact moment Harry needs him most. Harry nearly dies retrieving a hidden Horcrux from a frozen lake, and Ron saves him. The reunion repairs something fragile between them, and the three of them move forward stronger than before. They break into a heavily protected wizard bank guarded by enchantments and a chained dragon. The escape is frantic, wild and barely planned, but they manage to leave with another Horcrux in hand. Each step brings them closer to Voldemort, yet also makes him more aware that someone is destroying his hidden defenses. A trail of clues leads them back to Hogwarts, which has changed into a place controlled by fear. Students live under harsh punishments, and resistance grows quietly behind closed doors. The moment Harry returns, the school rallies. Old friends gather and secret passages come alive with plans of rebellion. They work together to find another Horcrux hidden deep within the castle. The tension rises as Voldemort's forces march toward the school. The air fills with the sound of alarms and the pounding of footsteps as defenders gather. The battle begins with spells lighting the sky and shaking the walls. Teachers, students and allies from beyond the school arrive to stand. Harry walks toward the forest with a strange calm settling over him. The sounds of battle fade behind him as he steps deeper into the trees. He knows he isn't coming back. Every memory of his friends, his parents, and the life he tried to build flickers through his mind. When he reaches Voldemort, he doesn't raise his wand. He stands still and accepts the curse meant to end his life. The spell hits him with a force that feels final, yet he wakes in a quiet, misty place that feels suspended between life and death. There, he meets Dumbledore, who explains that the piece of Voldemort's soul inside Harry has been destroyed. The part that needed to die has already died. Harry is free to return if he chooses. He opens his eyes back in the forest, careful not to reveal he's alive. Voldemort believes Harry is dead and drags his body toward the castle to break the defender's spirits. The sight nearly shatters everyone, but the moment Voldemort demands surrender, resistance hardens again. Neville steps forward with unexpected courage, refusing to bow before him. As Voldemort's forces hesitate, Harry slips away and joins the final stand inside the castle. The Great Hall becomes the setting for the last confrontation. The remaining fighters regroup, battered but determined. Spells clash with deafening cracks. Voldemort circles Harry, furious and desperate to end the prophecy that has haunted him. Harry explains how every part of Voldemort's strategy has failed because he misunderstood loyalty and sacrifice. Worst of all, he used a wand that never truly belonged to him. When Voldemort fires his last curse, it rebounds. His own magic turns against him, ending the life he tried so fiercely to protect through fear. Silence fills the hall as the reality settles in. The war is over. People begin to weep, embrace and gather around the wounded. Hogwarts, damaged but standing, becomes a symbol of survival. Harry feels an overwhelming mix of relief and exhaustion as he watches the aft.